Hi everyone! Okay, you notice that I do this kind of thing a lot. I just noticed that right now. I don't know why I do it. It's just a weird habit that I seem to be doing every time I make a video for you guys. So let's get this video started. On a book review of The Road to Oz by L. Frank Baum. I totally didn't need to look at this because I know it off by heart already. This is book 5 of the Oz series. And I know I told you guys that I said Ozma of Oz was my favorite book. Like, when I was doing that review, I said Ozma of Oz was, like, my favorite book in the series so far. Kinda lied, but I hadn't read this in a while, but this is actually my favorite book. I love this story where you meet the Shaggy Man, Button Bright, which is a little boy, who is, he's not a fairy creature, but he's just a human, like Dorothy and Shaggy Man. Polychrome, Rainbow's daughter. And just like, oh, the journey that she goes on to Ozma's birthday party. No, no spoilers. It's hard to do spoilers in these kind of books. It's just a little hard to do that. But this is a really great book. It's not as like action-packed as this as probably Ozma of Oz, but I really like this one, and also because of all this stuff here. Beautiful artwork by John R. Neal, however you want to pronounce it, and just beautiful artwork. And that's why it's like, I love this because of the adventure she goes on, and because this is like one of the original books from Randy McNally. Yeah, Randy McNally Company, who published these ones. Like, it's a good one. It's not as action-packed as you could say, and it's not a huge review that you can say.It's just like, it makes me feel, it's similar to the Antiminity stuff, but it's like a child's version. This is just something that I would love to be reading on like kind of like a day like today. Like, it's not the best time, but hold on, I got a phone call. Sorry, it was my boyfriend calling. So, I don't really have much else to say about this book, because it's just a good feeling book, and I just really like the characters in this book, and especially when you have like amazing artwork in this book. Where's a full page one? Like this. You get beautiful artwork like that. It's almost like direct from the plate when they were making this. It's just so gorgeous. And now the next one, as I don't have a book from the library, it's The Emerald City of Oz by L. Frank Baum, illustrated by John R. Neal. This is not, and it actually says on there, this is from the Dover publication house. So yes, it will have his art, but it's not, it will be like the previous ones that I've shown you. So let's read the back here. Okay. Longtime fans of the Land of Oz will find this gentle humor familiar. For newcomers as well as veteran travelers to L. Frank Baum's fabled realm, this captivating tale promises a host of astonishing creatures, incredible feats, and outlandish situations. Considered to be the most spectacularly illustrated of all the Oz books, The Emerald City of Oz vividly describes the continuing adventures of Dorothy, Aunt Em, and Uncle Henry, and their move to the magical kingdom. I didn't know that they moved in this book. I thought they would have been moving in, like, at the end of the series. This is news to me, because I haven't, The Road to Oz was the farthest book I've read in this whole Oz series. And there's still, like, a bunch more to read. So, let's continue. Readers discover how Dorothy became a princess, got lost, how she became a princess. She'd already a princess. Got lost and was found again by the wizard. How the wizard practiced sorcery. The scarecrow displayed his wisdom, and Uncle Henry got into trouble. And how the fierce warriors invaded Oz. What fierce warriors? And of course, there are such bizarre characters as the Cut-n Clips, Wogglebug. We already know about the Wogglebug. Grand Gallipoot, and Flutterbudgets. Over 100 highly imaginative illustrations by John R. Neal, all enchanting representations of new friends and old favorites, enhance this fun-filled fantasy that adults as well as children will enjoy reading again and again. Yeah. What the heck? Holy shit. There's a little thing up here I'm going to read, and it's like, I guess it's a little spoiler, because, whatever. The king, wanting some advice from his chief counselor, called for him, explained his problem, and listened to the counselor's suggestion. Hearing this, the king glared at his counselor with a furious expression and tugged at his own long white whiskers until he pulled them so hard that he yelled with pain. "You are a fool," he exclaimed. I share that honor with your majesty," said the chief counselor. Okay, so this should be interesting. And the sawhorse is green, apparently. Even though, as far as I know, they made the sawhorse in the north, which I believe is purple. Yeah, it should be purple. Yeah, I think that's what the color of the north is. We're just going to ignore this and just look at this gorgeous piece here. It's, I think they're gnolls, or nooks. Like, there's one here that has, like, a freaking long beard. Oh, let's see if we turn up the exposure. Oh, that's a bit better. And then, like, all these younger ones, and one of them's actually reading a book. Oh, look at this. There's Dorothy, apparently, and there's Ozma. This is all new to me. So you're finding new stuff, too. He led them into his queer mansion. I think this is a photocopy, because this was, I believe, done in color. And I believe this is a scarecrow's mansion, because it says down here, he led them into his queer mansion. See page 259. Oh, yeah, that is a queer place for him to live. Okay. To Her Royal Highness Cynthia II of Syracuse. and to each and every one of the children whose loyal appreciation has encouraged me to rate the Oz books. This volume is affectionately dedicated. There's the sawhorse pulling a buggy with the Wizard of Oz, I believe Dorothy, a soldier. There's a farmer all the way in the background, like back here. Let's see. And I believe that is Aunt Em and Uncle Henry, if I'm not mistaken. And then there's some mice. There's 2 mice down there. Interesting. Here is like this big, like, you know, on the cover here with the Ozma and the sawhorse. Here's another one of them. Attempt at getting you to see it. And there are 2 birds in the sky. Let's read this part here. Perhaps I should admit on the title page that this book is by L. Frank Baum and his correspondence, for I have used many suggestions conveyed to me in letters from children. Once on a time, I really imagined myself an author of fairy tales, but now I am merely an editor or private secretary for a host of youngsters whose ideas I am requested to weave into the thread of my stories. These ideas are often clever. They are also logical and interesting, so I have used them whenever I could find an opportunity. And it is but just that I acknowledge my indebtedness to my little friends. What imaginations these children have developed. Sometimes I'm fairly astonished by their daring and genius. There will be no lack of fairy tale authors in the future, I am sure. My readers have told me what to do with Dorothy and Aunt Em and Uncle Henry, and I have obeyed their mandates. They have also given me a variety of subjects to write about in the future. Enough, in fact, to keep me busy for some time. I am very proud of this alliance. Children love these stories because children have helped to create them. My readers know what they want and realize that I try to please them. The result is very satisfactory to the publishers, to me, and, I am quite sure, to the children. I hope, my dears, it will be a long time before we are obliged to dissolve partnership. L. Frank Baum, Coronado. I don't know how to pronounce that word. 1910. At the top of this, Ozma's asleep, and there's like bun here and then bunny there. There's Dorothy and a rabbit. And here is the Wizard of Oz, and it actually says humbug at the top. It does say that because it says Humbug. There we go. You can see hum, and then there's bug. There's 30 chapters. How the story of Oz came to an end. Huh. Oh, there we go. Here's where the story of the Gnome King comes back. There's more bunnies. More bunnies. And then this is... I don't know why the Scarecrow and the Tin Woodman are saying farewell. Why are they saying farewell? The Emerald City of Oz. That's just sad. And then there are mice down at the bottom. Here's another colored page featuring Ozma and Glinda on a balcony, Jack, Pumpkinhead, Scarecrow, and Tin Woodman on the ground looking at a buggy being pulled by the Sawhorse, with the Wizard, Dorothy, and I'm guessing Aunt Em and Uncle Henry in the buggy. This is a colored print. Original front cover illustration of first edition. Huh. So this is another edition. Okay, let me fix the exposure. There we go. It's a bit better because the sunlight is changing. Here. There we go. That's it. You can see a bit better. And then here's, oh, there we go. There's the cover. Then how the Gnome King became angry, and that's all his little gnome creatures. And I will start this another time, probably later tonight. That's all you get to see from this book. So I'm gonna end it here before my boyfriend decides to call again, and my dad comes home, and then we leave to do some grocery shopping. Okay, bye guys.